Aston Villa 1, Chelsea 1. Aston Villa finished 2020 with a draw at Stamford Bridge and overall concluded in a decent performance. Overall, I thought it was a very evenly contested game. Obviously, if you did watch our predictions, I did say that Aston Villa would probably end up drawing this game. And, you know, coming into the game, obviously seeing Chelsea's team news, it looked very much a weakened team, perhaps a B team, and you thought, yeah, we can go out and beat them. And then obviously Villa played the same team as they did on Saturday, apart from the swap with Concert for Mings. And overall, although you could argue it was probably tired legs, and I think that did play a major factor in it for Villa, overall I thought we did a really well performance against Chelsea. It was surprising how much they were offering Villa and how much they were going at us, really, because I thought it'd be a bit more of Aston Villa contending the game. But I thought we started off pretty well for the first few minutes, first 5-10 minutes. I thought we were getting in the game all right, trying to work out what Chelsea were doing. But after that, I just think Chelsea grew into the game more and more. And then obviously they get the goal. Traore just not marking, not really doing his defensive duties, letting Chilwell have so much space and opportunity to get that ball in. And of course, Giroud scores the goal. He loves scoring against us. And I thought that was really the only proper fault from tonight. Traore, and I guess Target, just playing really narrow and just giving our Chelsea fullbacks enough time and space to whip in a ball. But then you could argue that we are really good, strongly defensively. We're compact when we're blocking out those crosses, so that is another positive to look at it. But then at the same time, we did concede that goal, which was really poor. But then Villa come out the second half, a really good response for those 20 minutes. Obviously, in the first 5, El Ghazi gets another goal, which is really nice to see him boost his confidence, makes him, showing that he's really repaying the faith by paying him, and he's really getting that money back now. Finally, we're seeing El Ghazi that we saw in 2018. And then, as I said, I thought for the 20 minutes we were going, and then Chelsea got back into the game, but I think overall then, I think the energy had kind of worn out. And although it could have looked like either side was going to score that goal, I thought ultimately in the last 10 minutes of the game, it just really fizzled out for both teams and wasn't really going to amount to much. And I thought, yeah, overall it's a really good point to take away from Chelsea. We do sit above them now with 2 games in hand. So we've got to hope that 9 does Manchester United not really get a big results from Wolverhampton Wanderers tomorrow. But hopefully if we can capitalise that and potentially get a win, we could move up as high as 2nd place, which would be really, really exciting. In terms of player performances, I thought defensively we were actually pretty good, apart from Taylor. I think he was just giving too much space. Again, I think that's one of his problems. He's letting the fullbacks of Chelsea given too much time, too much area to work with. And overall, I think that kind of had a bit of pull today, but I thought he was all right. I think Konza and House did a really, really good job today. I thought Cash was really good. Midfield-wise, McGinn was very immense, very impactful, very talented going across the pitch. A lot of people would have said him as man of the match, and even Amazon said them as man of the match. For me, I would have said Douglas Luiz as man of the match. I thought he was just a rock in that middle of the pitch, really controlling the game, really didn't put any fault tonight. And I thought really he was standing up as his, sitting in the midfield of the team, and overall really helping out us, trying to be defensive but also attacking. I thought he was doing really well. I thought Traore was a bit laborious again. He just really didn't come off for him today, which is a bit of a shame. But hopefully he'll come back again at Manchester United. I thought Ollie Watkins, just no service again, so really can't really tell anything about him because he's just not getting the service. He's not getting much opportunities. Fulgrish was getting involved a bit, doing some nice things, some nice plays into the full-back side target, but overall just really getting shut down really well by Chelsea's defence. And then I thought El Ghazi had a really, really good game today, although not probably amazing. Did give the ball away a few times, just running straight into the defenders and losing the ball. Overall, I thought he had a decent game, and I thought overall really it was nice to see Jacob Ramsey come on. He was nice to see Keane Davis come on, but again, the substitute's just too late. And considering we did play on Saturday, I would have liked to see either maybe a bit of a rotated squad or even perhaps make your substitutes a bit early. But overall, it was a really good point away from Chelsea. And although it does put me a little bit in doubt for what we're going to be like against Manchester United, I think as we approach these big 5, as we start off, it's a really good point to get. And overall, if you looked over the game, you would have said this would be a fair point for both teams. That's my instant match reaction, guys. Let me know in the comments what you thought down below. But without further ado, I've been Ben, up the Villa, the pride of Villa. I'll see you later, boys.